Hi! If you're watching this video, then allow me to be the first to say congratulations and welcome to the wonderful world of anime. In this multi-part video series, you'll be joining me, Representative Avery of Angry Avocado Productions, as we journey down our way into the pits of despair and depravity that is the anime fandom. You'll learn the basic skills and knowledge you'll need to make sure that your time down here sucks just a little bit less. Video 1. So your favorite character died, coping with loss. Yes, it's something we've all experienced at one time or another. That one character who just made tuning in each week worth it. Whose mere presence on screen warmed your heart and made you feel like everything was going to be okay. Until they weren't, and it wasn't. And now you're left asking yourself, what do I do now? How do I go on from here without them? Whoa, easy there, bucko. We wouldn't want to jump the gun, now would we? Step 1. Make light of it. Yes, humor is indeed your strongest tool when confronting the soul-crushing realization that your beloved is no longer amongst the living. It is entirely possible that making light of the dark situation that both you and your formerly alive object of affection find yourselves in may indeed help with coping. Did they die in a hilarious or stupid fashion? Draw attention to the absurdity of the event. Was their death so dark and brutal that it should not be made fun of? All the more reason to tastefully insert a completely and tonally different element. By now, I'm sure you've been rendered absolutely catatonic with laughter. Okay, so that clearly is making things worse, but no fear, as now we can try. Step 2. Distraction. Sometimes, the only thing that can fill that little hole in our hearts is another endearing character to pour all of our misguided and overbearing love onto. In such a case, it may be worth looking into a new series to indulge yourself in, so as to forget the original one that betrayed your trust and stomped on your dreams. In particularly aggressive cases, I recommend looking for a cuter, more innocent-looking show, one that seems less likely to betray your trust in the first place. Alright, we're just gonna go ahead and get rid of that. Step 3. Immersion, or lack thereof. This may sound scary and shocking to many, but aside from the warmth and comfort of the 2D world, a 3D one exists as well. Not quite what I had in mind, but I like your refusal to interact with the real world. Yes, a real 3D world exists right outside our door. In the particularly painful cases, sometimes your best option is to unplug yourself from that anime life support you become so dependent on, and realize that there's an even greater world out there. So it may be in your best interest Anime is not the only source of escapism from the even harsher reality that is our everyday lives. In the event that anime has proven to be simply too difficult to trust, try turning your attention to American TV, movies, or my own favorite, video games. Try sticking with these alternative options until such a time that your trust has been satisfactorily restored. Step 4. Stand hopeful and defiant. Just because your dearly deceased has departed does not mean that they won't return. Yes, truly anything is possible in this sick, twisted world we call anime. Did your beloved die off screen? Well then I can almost promise you that they are most likely definitely still possibly having a chance of not being entirely dead. Did you watch as that blade glided through them and left them a quivering pile of once human remains on the floor? Well, all hope is still not lost. Yes, there are indeed some shows in which death is completely inconsequential, and it is possible that yours may be included. It is also possible that after literally everyone who died comes back, yours is the only one who doesn't. But that would be an unfortunate and very specific case now, wouldn't it? Step 5. Just cry. When all else fails, the only truly fail-safe option you have available is to just let your grief overtake you and render you completely dysfunctional for however long it's necessary. I hear you asking, well, how long is that? The answer is not always the same. Fortunately, we at Angry Avocado Productions have created this helpful formula that can assist you in determining your recovery time. Please note that this should be used only for approximation. Actual times may vary from person to person, and the formula has not been applied to shows running more than 24 episodes, and therefore the accuracy of it cannot be determined. But that's the fun thing about math, right? There's never one right answer. Step 6. Move on. Now that your grief has been successfully and healthfully handled, you're now ready to cast yourself back in for another go-around. Hopefully, this video and its contents have adequately prepared you for this unfortunate but all too likely scenario. Please note that in the event that the character in question is a best girl or best boy, or even God forbid, a husbando or waifu, your recovery process may differ and possibly never conclude. In such a case, I personally recommend finding any and all memorabilia, a warm blanket, and a soft bed, and entering a deep hibernation-like state until such a time that you're comfortable interacting with the outside world. If you're worried about any adverse effects this may have on your social life, fear not. If you're watching this video out of necessity, then I highly doubt it will have any effect that is not already present. Thank you for joining me, and best of luck on your future journeys through the world of anime. This has been Avery of Angry Avocado Productions, and I'm not contractually allowed to have a sign-off.